Hey knitters! Welcome back to my channel, Rena Knits. Easter is only a few weeks away, so I thought this time around, let's have some fun with knitting and add a little bit of Easter into it. In today's video, we're going to learn how to create a bunny through knitting.
For this video, I thought we'll have some fun and create an Easter bunny, since Easter is a few weeks away. Now, for creating this bunny, the bunny itself needs only 8 stitches. But what I've done is I've cast on 20 so that you have a little bit of a border and spacing on either side. But that is up to you how much you want to add on either side. But the bunny pattern itself, it is 8 stitches. After you've cast on the number of stitches you want, the first 2 rows is basically knitting. This is where we're going to introduce the placeholders. Now, because I have 20 stitches and 8 is required only for the pattern, I am going to first knit 2 and purl 4. Then I'm going to put my placeholder right here, and I am going to knit 8. Then I'm going to put another placeholder. Right here, and I'm going to repeat what I did here and purl 4. And knit 2. Now my back side is always going to be knit, then purl the pattern portion, and then remainder is knitting. So I'm going to do that. So for row 4, it's always now for row 5, this is where we're going to introduce our cable. So if you could see the bunny itself, we are going to have cable 1, 2, and 3 places. And then for his tail, we're going to have this little thing that we're going to knit. So we're first going to introduce our first cable. So for row 5, again, we're going to knit 2, purl 4, and then here we're going to introduce 2 cables. The first 4 is going to be C to B, and the next 4 will be C 2F. So what that basically means is that I'm going to be in knitting mode, and I'm going to take a stitch holder or a cable needle and put 2 here and put this in the back. And you're going to knit 2, and then you're going to knit 2 that were in the back. And then again, we're going to put 2, but this time we're going to put these 2 in the front, and we're going to knit the 2 here, and then bring back these 2 stitches that we put in the front, and we're going to knit these 2. And the last stitches that are outside of your border, you're going to purl to 4, and knit the last 2 stitches. And again, the back is going to be on the knits between the cable, between the pattern, and those are going to be all purls. So we're going to knit 6, and then in between the 2 place markers, we're going to purl the 8. And then we're going to knit the remaining stitches. We're at row 7, so we're going to knit 2, purl 4, then knit in between, then purl 4, and knit the last 2. And again, the back side is repeating knit, purl, and knit. So this is now row 9, and this is where we're going to introduce this particular tail. So to get to that, we are going to knit 2 and purl 4, then we're going to knit 4, so now what we're going to do is take our needle and put it into the stitch, leave it there, yarn over, bring it out, yarn over, take it in, yarn over, or knit it through. So now you have 3, yarn over one more time, and then we're going to take our last stitch out. So you should have 5 stitches in here. Once you have that, you're going to turn your project over and you are going to purl 5 purl those 5 stitches. Then you're going to turn it around again and you're going to knit those 5 stitches. Then you're going to turn it around again, and again you're going to purl those 5 stitches. You're going to roll it, you're going to turn it back around. Now you're going to slip 2 stitch over, and then you're going to knit those same 2 stitches. Then you're going to knit 1 and then K2 together. You're going to turn it over after that, and you're going to knit purl those 3 stitches. You're going to turn it back around. You're going to slip 1 and knit 2 together, and then you're going to just finish binding off by turning that stitch, passing that stitch over the other stitch. So here you got your tail, and the remaining you're going to just follow the pattern of knitting these 2 and then purling 4 and knitting 2, as I have 20 stitches. And then you're going to knit the next 2. So as you can see, we've created ourselves a little tail. Now for the remainder 7 rows, so you did row 9 where you introduced the tail. For row 10 to 17, you're going to basically, in the back, the wrong side, you're going to knit, purl, knit, and in the right side, you're going to knit the first 2 for the border, purl till you get to your place marker, knit everything in between your place markers, and then again repeat the purl and the knits. So I'll do the next 2 rows, so 10 and 11. Row 10, So once you have done the knitting up to row 16, so you finished 16, which was the back side, row 17 will be another cable. So we're going to pretty much be introducing this little bit right here. So this is going to be a C4B, as this is going in the back of this row. So what we would now do is row 17. So I'm going to be doing 2 knits, as that's my border. Then I'm going to do purls till I get to my first place marker. So for me it's 4 stitches. Then I'm going to put my place marker here. I'm going to either take my cable needle or my stitch holder and remove 4, as there are 8 stitches here. So I'm going to remove 4 and put them in the back, and then I'm going to knit 4. Knit those 4 stitches. We're going to now knit the 4 that you've put on your cable needle or your stitch marker. So I'm going to just put these, I'm just going to put these back onto my needle. If you're using a stitch cable needle, you could just knit from the cable needle. And then I'm going to purl all the stitches till I get to the 2 that I'm using as my border. And these 2 I'm going to knit. And now that we've introduced that cable, we are now going to do, so this was row 17, so till row 24, which is 5 rows, what we're going to do is the wrong side, we're going to knit till the place marker, purl everything in the place marker, within the place markers, and then knit everything afterwards. And on the right side, we're going to knit 2, purl till the place marker, knit everything in between the place markers, purl till the last 2 stitches, and then we're going to knit those 2. We're going to keep doing this till we get to row 25, where we're going to again introduce a cable. So I'll do this, the wrong side one. So now what we have done is we've done the cable and then we've knitted till row 24. So now we're at row 25. So now we're going to do is do our last cable and then introduce the ears to complete our little bunny. So row 25, again before the place marker we do the same. Knit 2 and then purl till the place marker. So that in my case would be 4 stitches. If you've maintained what I'm showing, then it would be 4 stitches. You have 6 stitches before the cable, before the place marker. And here it's going to be slightly different. We're going to do is C4B. So we are going to take our stitch holder or our cable needle and move 4 onto the stitch holder, onto the needle, and move these to the back because it's C4B. And we are going to knit 4. We're going to knit 4. Then we'll take our stitches from our stitch holder, move them back onto the needle, those. Then the remaining stitches we are going to purl and knit. So purl 4, and then knit 2.
This was row 25. Row 26 is going to be slightly different now.
We're going to knit till we get to the place marker. And then now we're going to start introducing the ear. So after the place marker,
What we're going to do
is we're going to purl 2. We're going to knit 4. And then we're going to purl 2. Again, we slide over the place marker and just knit all the way to the end. The front side, we're going to do opposite of what we did on the wrong side. So before the place marker, we're going to do is purl and knit, as we have been doing, to maintain that pattern. So 2 knits and 4 purls. And then after the place marker, on the wrong side we had done 2 purls and 4 knits. On the right side we're going to do 2 knits and 4 purls, and then 2 knits again. Now if you want to put extra place markers after the 2 knits, go right ahead if it will make it easier. But it's just 2, 4, 2. And 4 knits. And then after the place marker, we're going to do is four purls, and 2 knits. And we will repeat this till we reach row 32.
So we are now at row 28.
Your row 32 would be the last row you knit before we
Start finishing off.
our little bunny. So as you can see here, we are now finished the body and the face of the bunny, and we're now just working on the ears. So let's finish off till
We hit row 33.
now. At row 33, you should have completed the ears. So we're going to now finish off our bunny. So what we're going to do now is do row 33, which will be on the wrong side. And here you would basically
knit 2. You would basically knit 2, purl till you get to the last 2, which are your borders. So you're going to knit 2, purl 16, and knit 2. Now this is because I have the pattern of 20 stitches, so based on what you have, you would determine how many you need to purl and knit. So we're going to finish off row 33 with knit 2, purl till you get to the last 2 stitches again. And we can here also remove our placeholders, place markers. That was 33, 34, 35, and 36 are all knits. And that is how you're going to finish off right here. And then once you have those 3 all knits, you could just start your next bunny straight off, if you're doing a vertical pattern that way. So the next 3 are all knits. Basically, once you've completed that, you will be left with this little bunny. If you like this video, don't forget to click like, and if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to click subscribe to get my latest videos on knitting projects, knitting patterns, and everything else. Next time, relax, enjoy, and keep knitting.